Walter, you referenced this pie chart. Interest payments on the national debt are 13% of federal spending. 13%.
Yeah.
It's almost $1 trillion.
Yeah. So for anyone who isn't a math whiz, that means that if you give the government $100 in taxes, 13 of those dollars are going to pay off their irresponsibility. That's crazy.
Yeah. And some will even argue then back on that chart, there's only a few things on there that they're supposed to be paying for anyway. So, there's a lot of things. There's just a spending side, and there's, that's a tougher animal to target because even on this call, we'll all have differences what we want to spend it on. And the only way to really do it is say, okay, well, that's fine. Let's set a limit. What's that limit? And that's something convention states can fix.
Yeah.
It frustrates me to hear reports that Congress they're budgeting and then they're doing extensions and they want to raise the debt limit. And there never seems to be an effort to stop the madness. I couldn't run a business this way and don't run my household this way for all of us. You can't be upside down like this and have it be sustainable. So the debt for me is a huge issue. My children, my grandchildren to be will suffer for this if it is not taken care of. Just to give you another dose of big numbers, the interest increases by $3 billion a day. It's mind-boggling. I think all of us have said that. You can't even consume it because the number is so big.
Mm-hmm. We have a volunteer on our team, and I remember several years ago when our national debt was lower, I remember him telling me he'd done the numbers and he figured it out. If you took $100 bills and you lined them up like this, the narrow way.
On edge, yeah.
You could basically make a stack of $100 bills, tip it like this across the country, and it could stretch from coast to coast with our national debt. And that was many trillions of dollars ago. We must be making our way back now. That is insanity. The only way we're going to solve this problem is to stop digging. You cannot, and anyone who has been in debt knows, you cannot stop a debt problem until you stop incurring debt. And that is our major problem in our nation, is we just keep incurring debt. And we have a legislature that is not required to not incur debt at the rate they are. There's no responsibility being held. You don't hold them accountable. And so we have to solve that problem. And that is where Convention of States comes in.
Yeah. To your point, Congress could solve this problem, but they absolutely will not. For decades, they haven't. So
yes,
right.
Yes.
And that's the frustration, and that's what brings me, and I assume there's a lot of reasons why you support Convention of States, but this is one of our pillars on our platform is to control, to reduce this type of debt. The ways to fix it, there are all kinds of ways to fix it. We've certainly seen enough of these reports. And they've been it makes us all laugh. I didn't know this was going on, but when you see it, I see all kinds of noble causes, but nothing, this is assisting foreign migrant workers in Malaysia. How does that help a U.S. citizen? Enhanced security access and worker protections for internal migrant workers in Bangladesh. How does that help an American? This was only $577 million. So it's not any huge savings. We're seeing savings as the border crossings have come down. So now they're closing facilities. So that's going to save between $5 and $30 million a month. Again, not a huge amount, but it just makes sense. If the facility isn't being used, we ought not be in there.